Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak Convert to Raid. With you as always is Salmisis the Shaman, Belschnickel the Priest,
and Cuddles the Brewmaster.
It's about to get real.
And welcome to episode 96 of the Converted Podcast, the podcast for the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak US. Today is January the 2nd. Wow, 2017 already. We want to thank you for tuning in to our show. I am Cuddles, and with me this evening, it's a boys' night out. I got Belschnickel and Nabox.
Holla, holla. What's up, peeps? How you guys doing tonight?
What's up, guys?
What up?
So, go ahead, Kyles.
I just wanted to say what up.
So in this episode, we've got Guildie Extraordinaire Mageadeath, and let's talk about a little bit of streaming. Terarts is here with the Guild Haps, and we are coming up close to show 100.
Wow. That's a milestone show. I mean, 100 shows means you're legitimate. It means you're here to stay. That's exciting. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't quit by now, you're probably not quitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that point, it's just like, well, I guess this is the thing that we do now. So let's keep on going. So chat room, what is going on? Do us a favor and tweet us your converted shout-outs, and we'll read them at the end of the show. That's at converted_CTR, at converted_CTR. Make sure you get them in. Sal is in the chat room, but she's not on the show because she's in Texas, which, while I think everywhere in the world it's now 2017, evidently it's like 1904 in Texas, and they don't have high-speed internet.
That's terrible. They're still on the...
But now, how are you doing? What's been up with you, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Actually, what's been up? I've just been logging in every day to WoW. I've had the past 2 weeks off work, so I've been logging in every day. Took a little bit of a vacation, but working on Artifact Power, trying to level some alts. But I got to tell you, I'm burnt out of leveling alts. I don't know if everybody else feels the same way, but I can't wait for this next patch to come soon enough so I can just, bump some power into them and, do it a little bit easier than having to go grind out all this stuff. I appreciate Blizzard taking us out of the garrisons and putting us out there in the world, but every day it just feels like there's chores. Like, honest, it just feels, it's fun at first, and then after doing it for so long, it just feels like chores. But I'm enjoying it. I'm also, it's nice because I'm running every Monday. I'm doing Mythic Plus dungeons with my dungeon group. I have a dungeon group and I have a raid team. I don't know if my raid team's still alive. I think they are. I don't know if they quit over the holidays or what. Am I throwing a little shade at them? Maybe. but hopefully this week we'll get back to doing a little bit of raiding. But other than that, doing a little bit of WoW, doing a little bit of Xbox, things like that, enjoying the holidays. How about you, Bell? What you been up to?
Well, the fantasy football season is now over. And let's just say it didn't go as good as last year. So I mourned for a couple hours, maybe even a day or two, curled up in the fetal. But I'm back. I'm feeling better. I'm doing well. So it's good. Life is good. And we'll be back and ready to do it next year. I would say in the gaming front, actually, before I get into that, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately because I listen to about 15 different podcasts a week for fantasy football. So when that's done, there's a void in my podcast repertoire. So I've had a couple podcasts that I've been listening to. I'm gonna throw them out there real quick. Crime Town, fantastic podcast. And then if you guys are listening to this right now, I know you listen to podcasts. Crime Town's really, really good. Up and Vanished, if you like some of the true crime, unsolved mystery type stuff. And dude, Homecoming. Now, I don't care what you're into for podcasts. Stop what you're doing right now. Subscribe and listen to Homecoming. I got the tip from Dev from the Guild, and it's a scripted podcast. So it's actually like it's written, it's directed and written, and the acting and the sound quality and the storytelling is unlike anything I've ever heard before. You have to listen to Homecoming. It's a little confusing at first because you're getting this story from a lot of different angles, but listen to it. You'll thank me later, and let me know what you guys think, Twitter or whatever. So that's what I've been doing mostly. A lot of podcast listening on the gaming front. Been playing some Overwatch. I'm trying to get some of the boxes, the holiday boxes, and some heroes, man. Dude, man. Dude, I got some Ragnaros going, man. That's been pretty fantastic. I don't know if you guys have played it yet, but when you take over a fort, man, you go into just full boss mode Rag, and you're swinging it, man. It's just, oh, dude, it's so nice. It's so glorious. So I just been doing some of that, man. Overwatch, some heroes, and that's pretty much it, man. Just podcasting and that stuff. So that's it. Then some Diablo. Last season I finished season and stuff like that. So pretty much everything but WoW at this point. I'm playing. So. What about you, Cuddles, man? What are you doing, my man?
Oh man, so I just wrapped up Game of Thrones Telltale, and I mentioned that only because it is the best Telltale game that I've ever played. It was
really
incredible, like all the feels, all the like emotion, it's like a choose your own adventure book. I mean, really, like at the end of the day, that's what it's like click on this and little quick time events, and you make decisions, and they affect things, but It's really cool in that universe, and it's really well played off. I think if anybody's a Game of Thrones fan, or at least has followed it casually, go check it out. It's a wonderful game. I think, we're like 8 hours out of the Steam sale, so sorry, you have to pay full price until 2 weeks when there's another Steam sale.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, Hearthstone, a little bit of WoW. I'm still I'm just daunted. I need somebody to tell me what I need to do other than just grind time. To get my artifact power up. I'm so daunted. This is how far down I am. I did my last one was I don't know, 750 or something like that. And then it jumps up to 7,000. And I was like, what? And then somebody in chat is like, no, wait until it's 43,000. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, mine's at 2 million.
So it's like a time sink and a half, really.
Yeah, mine's at 2,215,000 at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a time sink.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, but I have made a promise to my raid team that I'm going to try to be back in for next raid tier. I've stopped tagging along and letting them throw me gear because it's not fair. I think a lot of raid teams can because I remember this from WoD. You get to that point, where you're ready to do more progression, but people are also all the way geared, so they start bringing alts, but you want to kill that next boss, but somebody wants to bring his girlfriend's cousins, mothers, second kids, level 63 gnome.
It'll be fine. They're item level 400.
Yeah,
no worries, guys.
I don't want to be
they're
going
to tank too? Sure.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be that guy, so I'm holding off till next year to get back into raiding, but I have been back in WoW. Been doing Hearthstone. I want to play Heroes. Had a great chat with Giz last night, and I want to play some Heroes. That needs to be needs to be a thing in my life.
Let me know, man. Anytime,
I say that, but every time I play it, I'm just like,
It's because you got to play with somebody that you know, man. We'll get in there, dude. We'll get into the thing, man, and start talking into the Discord, and we'll have a good time in there, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
All right, you heard it. Promises were made, chat room.
You know where to find me.
Join us back here in 2 weeks and see if Belschnickel kept his promise. Or
oh no, I'm here, bro.
Cried in a corner.
Ha.
Alone and sad. Oh, so guys, we do have a special guest tonight, a long-term member of the Convert Raid community, a well-played party planner, and now an active Twitch streamer, doing a little bit of Twitch and love over there. The wonderful, the lovely, the beautiful, some might say. He smells of apples and cinnamon, and occasionally peach blossoms. I don't even know if peaches have blossoms. But guys, we got the wonderful Mageadeath in here tonight. Let's see if we can get him in here. It's time for death. I don't know if that doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
It didn't roll off, but it could work. It could work. A little more polish,
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't have the vocal range for it.
Mageadeath.
Hey.
There it is.
Yes, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. How's it going, guys?
It's going good, man. It's going good, dude. We're here, man, to find out more about you, my man. This is all about you tonight. You know what I mean? It's all about you. It's all about you right now, right here. So tell us about yourself, man. People don't know who the Mageadeath is. Lay it on them, man. Lay it on us. Give us the origin, man. Let's get that out there.
Well, the origin of Mageadeath is that I was looking to try and get on a raid team on the server I was on was I didn't have a guild that was more than about 6 to 8 people, and so created a character on Airy Peak because I'd been listening to Convert to Raid forever, and that was January 2014, so right around 3 years ago now, and thought it would be really cool to create a character name that was kind of a pun based on the class that I was, and then I thought 80s hair bands, of course.
Yeah.
What? How can those not go together? And Mageadeath was born.
I like it, man. You know, it's crazy too when you think back to those days. Like, you know, we've had a lot of people on the show, and they talk about how they came into the guild and how they used to be in a guild that was like 5 people. I mean, think back to that time, and I've been there. I know you guys have all been there. When you actually logged into the game and there was no one from your guild online.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, or they'd be like one other person, like, "Hey, let's do something." Like,
Yeah.
I think you forget. You know, you get spoiled in this guild where you're like, there's times you can log into the game and there was nobody on. Like, you're by yourself. Like, you're the only person from your guild online.
That never happens in CTR.
No,
never happened.
It's never happened since the inception of the guild, ever.
I know.
There's
impossible.
always green chat going, just scrolling up as you're on. Yeah.
Man, that's good. Good stuff, though. We're all happy to be in Virtual, that's for sure.
Now, you said you've been in the guild for 3 years. How long have you been playing Blizzard games, though, in general?
Oh man, I've been playing for a long time. My first game, I think, was the first World of Warcraft, the actual RTS game.
I gotcha.
Okay.
So then went into Diablo, and actually it wasn't until probably about 2-3 months before the Burning Crusade came out, before I actually got into WoW. Some buddies of mine were like, "Hey, you should come play World of Warcraft, and we'll play on a PvP server and gank noobs and all this sort of thing." And then I started playing, and they all stopped playing, and I've been playing ever since.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah,
So-
it's been a long time, and I mean, like, World of Warcraft then was kind of my game for the longest time, but now in the last couple of years, having gone to BlizzCon and seeing, all the pomp and circumstance around, StarCraft and Hearthstone and Diablo and stuff, now I try and find time to play everything, and there's just not enough hours in the day.
No, there's not, and that's if you just want to be a Blizzard gamer and like not
Yeah.
open
Right,
anything outside
right.
the Blizz launcher. Like don't even
Steam
open your
games.
eyes that there's other games out there. But man, Blizz does a great job of giving us some, and it's such a first world problem to have. Like
There's too many games to play.
Yeah.
time for all the Blizzard
I don't have
games.
enough time. And I have to like be an adult and like go to a job and all this other stuff.
Outside of WoW, what's your next big Blizzard time sink game? Like what do you play the most outside of WoW for Blizzard? For Blizzard,
So well, now it's Hearthstone.
it's Hearthstone. Okay, so that's number 2.
I started playing Hearthstone in March, and that I've never played a card game before, and this was just, I don't know, it just struck a chord with me, and I have been sinking tons and tons of time, and I started watching a whole bunch of Twitch streams and started reading all the meta reports and everything. It's just been crazy. So that's where I probably spend more time there than I spend in any other Blizzard game.
Now you playing from your PC, your iPad, phone? Where do you play? Where do you play mostly? It's hard to play sometimes on the computer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, man.
So I started. So one of the things that was awesome about Hearthstone was the fact that you could play it on mobile, and so I liked the fact that I could play it on my phone, like at work when you're supposed to be on break or in between meetings or something like that. But now with trying to do some Twitch streaming and stuff as well, I play probably about 50-50, half on my phone and then half on my computer.
What's your highest level, man? I gotta ask. I gotta know.
So my highest rank is rank 5.
Oh, dude, that's legit, bro.
And I got it last month. So just
wow, that's nice, man.
I
Congrats.
hit it on Friday. So I'm very excited about that.
So you're a real deal Hearthstone player, man. This ain't no chump coming up in here talking about Hearthstone. This guy knows what's
Trying to
up.
be the real deal.
Okay. That's good, man.
So, all right. So, what about let's step away from Blizzard games a little bit, and let's talk about the well played party that everybody knows from Convert to Raid. What do you do with the well played party? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So I guess I was on the planning committee this last year, and my role in it was in addition to like providing feedback kind of and trying to come up with ideas and help out with whatever I could, I was kind of the volunteer coordinator at the actual event. So when we need people to like man the door and help with the Hearthstone fireside that we were going to have and like trying to basically be the person that people come and ask questions of so that Jules doesn't get kind of inundated with questions and stuff. So it was kind of my main role this year. And I also helped build the survey that we sent out right after the event to get feedback on it so that we could improve on it. And I've done that the last 2 years. So it's really interesting to see all the feedback that we get on the event and then use it to try and improve the event every year.
You guys have come a long way too, man. That party, it's like it gets like major better every single year at BlizzCon. Like it's the jump from in quality of the production and what you guys are doing every year gets better and better. If you guys have not been to BlizzCon, put it on the list. Make it happen if you can, because that party is fantastic. It really is a good time.
Yeah, it's a great party on Friday night. Usually after the first day of the event, you just go and there's all kinds of people there. We had thousands of people show up. We had Blizzard developers. We had prizes. Sal was the MC. We had Cuddles doing the live stream there. There was just much going on.
Yeah,
the live stream was great.
I do want to ask, since you were in charge of the polls that went back, I noticed some of the early polling indicated that maybe the live stream went over well. Did it do okay this year in later polling?
So I haven't looked at it like in the last few days exactly, but I would say that I think that is probably one of the bigger selling features of the event. I mean, it's great that there's so many parties going on during the BlizzCon week and that, but a lot of them are just for people that are at BlizzCon. And so having the event that, and then having just this kind of, not just a glimpse in, but having like a for lack of a better word, tour guide to kind of talk to people and bring people on and ask questions and then they get to participate and get prizes and things like that potentially as well. I mean, there's just so much to it that I think I'm actually surprised there wasn't more of those parties that did that this year after how well it was received last year and then seeing how well it was received again.
Yep, and I have to applaud the ingenuity and creativity and stick-to-itiveness, if that's a word, of the well-played planning committee. All of y'all that worked on it, for getting that party done and for committing to the live stream, and just making it's my favorite like part of BlizzCon, and I hear that from a lot of people. Like, it's such a chill little. Where else are you gonna just be standing around and Ian Hazzikostas is to your right? And like
Scott Johnson is there.
Scott Johnson's on your left, and you're talking to Celestalon. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
So, how much are you going? Shifting gears, going back to your streaming. How much are you streaming right now? Like, what's going on with Mageadeath, the Twitch superstar?
Oh, the Twitch superstar.
Yes.
So at BlizzCon, the last couple of years I've gone, I've been like, something I've really always wanted to do was get into podcasting or streaming or something like that. And I never really found, I thought, a niche or something that I could do that would be of interest to people, not just, me, I guess. I mean, I can watch myself stream all day, I guess, and that would be great, but it might be interesting if somebody else saw me occasionally as well. And I, I talked to a bunch of people when I was at BlizzCon this year and was talking about how much I was enjoying Hearthstone, and a number of people were like, Hearthstone is great, but I just don't really get what's going on. And there's all these people that are streaming the game, but they're not really streaming it to help a new player kind of get going. And I mean, I kind of felt the same thing when I started back earlier this year. There are definitely some guides and some videos and some things that some of the main kind of Twitch streamers that stream Hearthstone content do. Like Trump does these Trump teaching videos that are really great. But for the most part, trying to just kind of get started and ask questions and all that sort of thing, I was like, where do you go? And I decided, well, maybe I can be that person, because I've been there, and I've been there relatively recently. So after I got back from BlizzCon, I'm like, this is where I'm going to start. And so I started doing it. I'm streaming now 2 times a week for sure, Mondays and Fridays evenings. And then I do it also every other Wednesday, because I bowl league on Wednesday nights. And so the weeks I'm not bowling, I'm streaming as well. So it's either 2 or 3 times a week that I'm streaming, usually for about 3 hours at a time. Sometimes it's a little bit less when I have to work the next morning, usually 2.5 to 3 hours. But on Fridays, I try and make up for that a little bit and go a little bit later till like 11:30 or 12 my time.
And it's whatever game you feel like playing that night, or is it like these nights I'm doing Hearthstone, these nights I'm doing, WoW?
It's entirely Hearthstone. That's the game I'm the most comfortable with, and just so I'll just do different things. I'll try different decks. I'll play like the Tavern Brawl. I'll do the arena. I've been doing arenas on Friday nights, so something a little bit different, but also kind of keeping it with the idea of, if you were new to the game and trying to pick it up, these are the kinds of things that I'm thinking about when I'm making the plays. So
Yeah.
This is why I'm doing this. And then like last Monday night, we did a Welcome to the Tavern event where I played through the tutorial like a brand new player on the EU server, and then went through and unlocked all the classes and talked about, how you do that and when you should trade with the minions on the board, or when you would attack face, or what are some of these terms that you hear associated with the game a lot, and how do those work, and where do you go from here, how do you earn packs, how do you how do you do those sorts of things. So that was kind of the event, and I recorded that, and I've got that up, it's on the Twitch video on demand, and I downloaded it and put it on YouTube as well. So it's, just, and then going to keep doing things like that. Want to do things where we're doing certain kind of styles of decks, like Reno Jackson is a completely different play style of a deck. And so maybe doing a night where we talk about how the differences of playing when you play with that card and those types of decks, and different things like that. So
that's super helpful, man.
I was gonna say, do you have a YouTube channel also linked with your Twitch channel?
I'm still getting going with all of this stuff.
Okay.
And so I don't necessarily have it all set up.
So you got to get a YouTube channel set up, linked to your Twitch channel, and then when you do your little streaming at night, I know you like your puns. Come up with Blizzard puns for all the old Megadeath tracks, because they've got a ton out there, right?
Yes.
So you just come up with puns like, Rust in Hell, the old stuff. You could come up with different, Megadeth puns for your live streams. But then, when you come up with something good, like I know, like I'll stream something and I throw up WoW. WoW is boring to stream. Honest to God, I love it. I love it, but it is just boring because it's most of the time it's just me going, in silence, just clicking stuff. I'm not going through like, okay, now I'm hitting shield block. Now I'm hitting this. Now I'm hitting that. I watched your stream the other night. It was really cool because you're like, all right, so he threw this card down, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try to do this. And I found it helpful. I don't play Hearthstone, but I found the stream entertaining. But with what you're doing, it's very easy to go from Twitch to YouTube. Right. So it's like you can just edit it right there in Twitch and just like upload it, and there you go. You've got more views there.
Yeah, I will say, I've been playing Hearthstone for longer than Mage, and he is higher ranked than I am after this month. Congratulations. I'm not
Thank you.
bitter at all. Well done. But no, I struggle with that when I rarely stream Hearthstone. It's like a Monday morning thing for me. It's like, let's chill and relax and put our feet up and play Hearthstone, right? I struggle with that question, that our audience that you're going for, that what is this game and how do I play this? I sit there and I freeze up. And I don't actually, but in my mind, I'm staring at the camera going, I don't know. I've been playing Magic and Babylon 5 and Star Trek CCG and all of these card games for so long. It's so ingrained, I can't break it down. Like, not at that very first level. I can talk to you about some of the meta stuff and things like that. Like, I get that stuff. But I love that I've said in some of your streams that I'm learning things. Even as a card game player that's been around for years, that's been playing Hearthstone semi-seriously, like, you're rocking it, bro. You came out of nowhere getting rank 5. Yeah. Like, Mage to Legend this month. Let's do it. Let's just make it happen.
Like I said, it's consumed me. It's Eve will attest. It has consumed me, and if I am not playing, I am watching the streams. I'm trying to get better, and I'm also trying to think about how, well, what can I bring to kind of help other people to get to kind of move this direction as well, because there is a lot of people that I think would play it more if they didn't feel like they were just going to go in and just get stomped every time, and that's going to happen. I mean, to a point, but it's a lot of fun once you kind of start to get into it, and it just kind of starts to snowball, I think.
Now,
Mage, there's a lot of people that go ahead, Cuts.
No, please. You're
there's a lot of people that
forward. I'm asking more questions.
Well, no, that's cool, man. That's good. No, this guy is a great guest, man. Like, if someone wants to get into streaming, because there's people who would actually stream but just don't feel comfortable with the technical parts of it. Like, I know it's a lot, but in a nutshell, can you let us know what exactly does it take for someone who says, "Hey, I want to start streaming myself"? What are some of the technical parts of doing that and making that happen? Like, is there a cost to it, and just kind of like, how does that work for you?
Well, for my setup was pretty much bare bones. I mean, I had a webcam already for, I don't even know why I had a webcam, to be perfectly honest, because I wasn't using it really for anything. It was just sitting here. And so you just plug it in, and I started using XSplit, which is kind of Twitch's software that they kind of promote that is available, and it's actually, I mean, pretty plug and play. When I first started it up, it basically found that there was a webcam attached, and I mean, it pretty much found everything kind of right away. And so then it was just like, well, are you going to play a game? If so, what game are you going to play? And then and then it just kind of popped up on the screen, and it I've talked to Cuddles, and I've talked to a bunch of other guild members, and I've now switched to where I'm using OBS, Open Broadcast Studio, instead, because it's completely free as opposed to paying you can use XSplit kind of on the free, but there's also like a monthly fee that you can pay to use it and get more features and things like that. But I mean, I think a lot of the things is we already have kind of the stuff that you need in order to stream, and it's not actually as difficult as I was even thinking it was. And I was kind of really nervous about getting into it, because I'm not, somebody that's been doing this for forever either. And there's still a lot of things that I want to set up, like getting a bot in my channel to kind of talk to, here's what I'm working, here's what we're currently doing, and here's if I was going to do a contest or different things like that. I mean, all that stuff is kind of extra stuff on top of just being able to have a webcam and have a piece of software, XSplit or OBS, and then just kind of, I mean, there's lots of YouTube tutorials and different things like that make it really easy as well. But a lot of this stuff is set up to work with somebody that's not all that familiar with doing this sort of thing. And so it was pretty easy to set up.
Do you use like an overlay and stuff, or do you keep it pretty much just the screen and then you in the corner, or because there's some pretty fancy overlays out there? I know Nav's pretty good at making those things, but do you use that kind of stuff, or you just do it straight up?
I don't really. I basically have just the game and then my webcam. The only overlay thing I have on top of that is the Hearthstone deck tracker, so that you can see what deck I'm playing and what cards have been played and what cards I still have in my deck. And there's basically a feature that you just have to turn on in the deck tracker so that that OBS can see it, basically. Otherwise it doesn't show up. But beyond that's pretty much it.
Cool. So it's possible for anybody to pick up and do it. Just a little research, a little YouTube, maybe, and just and make it happen.
The more you do it, the more easy it becomes. I mean, OBS is really, really nice. And I actually I recommend OBS Studio as well over just plain old OBS. If you just want to jump into a game and start streaming and stuff like that, sure, just download OBS. But OBS Studio has a lot more features built into it.
And it's free, huh? It's free.
And it's all free. And XSplit's good. Mm-hmm. It's just been like, I have an i7 chip and I have an i7 2600, and I used to host a show. I used to run everything on XSplit. Lately, whenever I'm not dissing on XSplit, but lately when I've been running it, it's just been a hog. Like, it's been a resource hog on me. So I've been using OBS on stuff. So
yeah, the i7 should be able to would be.
OBS is a lot easier to use. Okay. Or I'm sorry, it's a lot. Go ahead.
And there are just to throw a couple other irons into the fire. XSplit and OBS are what a lot of people get started on. There's other things like Game Show. There's Infiniscene. There's several other pieces of broadcasting software. Now that this is becoming a thing, like XSplit and OBS are kind of like the old school guys that have been here. Like they've been around since Twitch and Justin TV have gotten going. We're starting to see more and more and some really interesting stuff coming out, which is totally 5 miles off the road from the question that you asked, Mage. About how easy is it to get started. But guys, it goes back to a lot of what you hear about podcasting. You look at Bell and me and Nav with our mics on like boom arms, and they got the filters, and they got the green screen, and they got like none of that's necessary, guys. Get a $4.99 Logitech desk mic
headset
and
Use
start a podcast.
Headset. Yeah.
Grab a webcam or don't. Like you can do a stream without a webcam. You can.
You definitely can.
You really can. There's several Lyric, which let's be fair. You're not going to be Lyric. Lyric was around when Lyric he's one of the top Twitch streamers like ever. He doesn't cam. You're not going to be him, but it goes to show that people don't watch for the cam. It's all of its flavor, the green screen, the nicer mic, the overlay, the flashy stuff. None of it is going to matter unless you're doing exactly what Mage is doing, and that's providing constant, quality, consistent content.
Consistency is probably the key. People expect you to be there.
You will go back to a restaurant that had crappy service, but you will not go back to a restaurant that had horrible food. And that's where it is with streaming. It doesn't matter what sort of equipment you're running on. Don't worry about the overlay, the green screen, the mic, all that. Just go and provide entertainment. People will come back, and you can improve as you go along, or you don't, and you're just some guy that streams without a cam, and you make millions of dollars, and you're rich. And you laugh at all the people with their silly webcams.
I mean, the thing was that I could have waited forever to get all the equipment like you guys got and all this sort of thing, and it wasn't going to make me any better at doing it. And my thought was, I just need to get in there and just do it. And I'm going to be nervous, and I'm going to look and sound and feel like an idiot sometimes, but I'm going to have fun too. And hopefully some other people are going to, catch some of that stuff as well as have some fun as well. And we're just, it'll go from there. And eventually, I'll probably invest some money into getting a nicer microphone or, maybe the green screen or all that kind of stuff. But, for now, it was just like, I just want to get started and I'm really excited about doing this. And I don't want to wait any longer, because if I wait any longer, another year is going to pass. And now I've been doing this for, since the middle of November, and I'm having a blast, and I can't wait for what 2017 is going to bring, because it's like, I feel like this is going to be a big year. And one of the reasons it's going to be a big year for me is because I finally started doing something I've wanted to do for a very long time. And I think, it shows that this is something I wanted to do for a long time. And I think I had just this one of the first nights I streamed, this guy found me and started asking me questions, and I'm just this idiot that started streaming Hearthstone for no real apparent reason, because there's like a million other people streaming Hearthstone right now. But we had a good time. He and I chatted, and he's been coming back every single time, and I look forward to seeing him when we chat, and it's just great. And that wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have met this guy had I not started doing this, and I just love that.
Yeah.
If you're having fun, and no matter what you're doing in life, if you're having fun doing it, everyone will see that. It's evident, and they'll have fun. You know what I mean? But you have to be enjoying yourself. You know what I mean? And that's great, man. I can see the passion in your voice right now. You know what I'm saying? You're just talking to us right now. I'm like, this guy loves what he's doing, man. And that's a beautiful thing. And people like that. They want to. If you're having fun, everyone feels comfortable. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. That's good stuff, man. I'm happy for you.
And Mage nailed it. Go out and do it. Don't let another day, another minute, another hour go. I can tell you right now, if you think that you need a green screen and you need the chair and you need the mic, how many followers, how many people come to anyone's stream because I have this fancy chair? Nobody. Nobody is like, oh my God, look at that guy's chair.
Oh my God, that chair is so neat.
I'm gonna stay.
Maybe he'll get up and we'll get to see a better shot of it.
Yeah, actually, the chair's better at streaming than I am, but that's neither here nor there. But no, really, like this passion, this I love hearing it. It's so great to hear somebody doing something that they're passionate about. And with that, I want you. We normally, when we have raid leaders on here, we ask them to name every person on their raid team. So we would like you to, if it's possible, name everyone that you've ever beaten in Hearthstone.
I don't think I can do that.
Okay. I will ask you an actual serious. Have you ever, as you're laddering and as you're playing, have you ever recognized from the streams that you watch or any of the tournament play, have you ever been like, oh, it's that guy?
No, not yet. And
okay.
I'm feeling like I'm going to start getting to the point where I might be good enough that I might start seeing names I recognize. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, like, I was worried about, like, queuing into the arena in the evenings because, like, I watch Kriparin play a lot, and he plays a lot of arena, or like the guys from Grinning Goat podcast, they do exclusively arena runs and things like that. And I'm like, there's a much better chance I could run into those guys than somebody like Brian Kibler or, a professional Hearthstone player on the ladder, just because they're, rushing up the ladder right away at the beginning of the month. And so I'm usually lagging a little bit behind that, but I could see myself running into those guys on the arena, on an arena run. And I'm just like, when that happens the first time, I am going to freak the F out. It's going to be just, I'm going to probably just be like emoting like crazy and like shaking. And I just hope I'm not on stream when it happens, because I'm a complete jerk of myself.
So
that's awesome.
Sal had a great question. If you had to pick one pro Hearthstone player and or streamer that that you could beat that first, maybe not the first match, because that's going to be nerves and it's probably going to go sideways. but that you could beat, like if it's Trump or Amnesiac or oh my gosh, don't we all want to beat Raynad like in the face with the shovel? Like who would it be?
So I think Eve nailed it. I think that I would love to play against Kriparin and somehow miraculously beat him, and then go watch the stream and see how salty he gets in the process. Because when the opponent has like this constructed deck or something in arena and pull top decks like lethal on him, and that he gets a little salty. But I would be just, in awe probably. So I probably would, lightning bolt my face or something, as opposed to actually, hitting him for lethal at that point.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, Mage, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give us this week?
So I definitely would do a huge shout out to my wife, Evelani, who actually is also my moderator on my Twitch channel.
Nice.
It is literally a family affair sort of situation. So I really appreciate the fact that, and she's letting me, take the time to do this several nights a week as well. So, that sort of thing. Definitely like some of the guys that I raided with in when I was raiding more. And so like Cybexia and Ragnar and those guys, I would shout out to them. They're still raiding a couple times a week, and they let us join them on a run right before Christmas. So we got our ahead of the curve. Even
Nice.
I did in the Emerald Nightmare and did the Trial of Valor. So I will give them a shout out as well. And shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. And this is my first time here, and I've been watching the show, on and off since joining the guild, and this has been a blast.
It was a pleasure having you on, man. It's fantastic. You're a great guest, man. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Thanks.
Before we let you go, Twitter, Twitch, MySpace, and Friendster. Where do people find you?
So I don't use MySpace or Friendster anymore. Sorry, but you could follow me on Twitter. I'm at Deckholm, DECKHOLM, and then Navix just posted in the chat my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Mageadeath, and I'm actually going to be starting up a stream here when I hang up with you guys. Monday night's my normal night for streaming, and going to go try and start working my way up towards rank 5 again.
Nice. Good luck, man.
Awesome.
Thank
Guys,
you.
go follow
Well
him out
fun,
there.
man.
Yeah, and it's Mageadeath.
Yes.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much,
guys.
Mage. We appreciate you.
Take care, Mage.
Yeah. All right, bud.
Have a good stream.
Tell your wife we
Yes,
said hi
thank
to.
you.
Bye. Eve.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So So I'm going to
Okay.
assume that Mage is out of the channel, but we
Okay.
have 25 people in here, and I know some people don't normally do Twitch, but I want to. If you guys can stick around till the end of the show, I would love to raid him. I would love for all of us to go over there and go say hi in his channel once he starts streaming. I'll have like some instructions after the end of the show. We'll wrap it up. Like we won't do like a whole big after show. We'll wrap it up and we'll go see Mage and see what
Let's
he's
check
doing
him
with
out.
Hearthstone.
That'd be awesome.
But right now we have something even prettier than Mageadeath, even slightly more feminine than
Ooh.
Navox.
Oh. Whoa.
Something quietly more well kept than Belschnickel,
Wow.
but she has much less neck hair than I do. I will tell you guys. Let's bring on everyone's
That's a
friend,
relief.
one of my favorite people, Turarts. Let's see if we can get her.
tea. Wow. I haven't seen T for a while, man. Feels like T, man. Just haven't seen her for a minute.
Yes, we're still in the wrong spots.
Hey,
Here we
boys.
go.
Hey, T.
Hey.
How are you?
Not bad. It's been a while.
It's been a long time, man. Way too long.
Yes.
What you
All
got
right.
for us tonight?
tons of stuff because in less than 2 weeks, 13 days, the CTR 4-year anniversary kicks off. And I am so excited because we've made it 4 years. 4 years. That's epic. Before we dive into events that we're going to be doing, let's start off with a huge shout out to Convert to Mythic because they are giving away a Mythic Emerald Nightmare Emerald Nightmare run to kick off our anniversary week on the 15th. All you have to do for a chance to win this run is sign up in the Google form that I posted in chat. There are 70 people signed up already, but you could be the lucky one. So don't let that deter you because you never know who's going to win. But yeah, go ahead and sign up because that is a amazing prize to have. And we're kind of making it a CTR event, so we're going to be hanging out in the guild Discord. And I have been told a couple people were streaming it so we can kind of watch and hang out and cheer on the guild as we kind of kick off the week in an amazing way. So if you haven't, sign up in that link because it's an awesome prize, guys. You get a Mythic carry. It's amazing. So thank you to them because yeah, that's pretty awesome. As far as the anniversary, we will be doing a For the Alliance on Sunday. I am talking to people about doing Mythic Dungeon runs, just kind of getting a big group of us together. That way, if you haven't done one like me, you can run with some guildies and kind of get some stuff done because I am stuck in Suramar until I actually hop into some Mythic Dungeons. So you can get some quests done, some attunements done. We will possibly be doing a heroes kind of 5v5, not necessarily how to, but if you're new, it's kind of a safe environment for you to step up your game from the AI stuff you've probably been doing, like if you're like me. And then a Hearthstone tournament we're looking at as well. Dairies on the 18th is going to be doing some Overwatch fun, so you can come hang out and get killed by Dairies, and I think Kalani might be there too. And then, of course, we'll have WoW events. We're going to be doing some LFRs, pet battle tournaments, all sorts of fun stuff. So just look out for it. We're going to have the calendar filled is my goal. By hopefully the end of this week, you'll start seeing things pop up there. There are some few things already on there. Things that we typically do that we will be doing. The raffle, that'll be happening. So it's a free raffle. Everyone can sign up. I think I'm going to sneeze, maybe not. But everyone can sign up for it. You get a prize. Like we have a minion of Grumpus to give away. Someone is donating a Sky Golem, some Hexwee bags. You also have pets that you may have already collected. So everyone, gets a prize. Some of you have to get the baseball hat or coffee mug, but some of you will get like a minion of Grumpus, which is kind of, the Ferrari of mounts, kind of ish. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. If you want to help, donations are always welcome. It's a huge week. We slam a lot into it. Donations are great. Pets, bags, gold. If you have mounts or gear or raw materials you want to give away, great. You can not email. You can mail them to Turarts, Turarts. Otherwise, sign up for stuff, guys. This is our week to celebrate you, to celebrate the guild. You'll see big names like Darius and Jules and Zug kind of hanging out. I'm sure, there'll be a lot of people there. So it's a lot of fun. It's a big deal for us. So come hang out and play with us. And this sounded weird, but play with us and meet guildies. Yeah, it'll be good.
Sounds good.
Well then.
There's a lot going on.
Wow. Well, on that note.
On that
All right.
note.
Well,
This
are you at all in need of event planners? Is that a thing that you need for the
Yes.
guild?
I will be looking for event planners for the guild. If you are interested, I will apologize right now because I probably won't bring you on until after the anniversary just because it is a big event with a lot of time and a lot of stuff going on. But if you want to be an event planner, let me know because it's a lot of fun. We are definitely looking for people who can play games outside of WoW because if you caught the last town hall meeting, which I'll go over in just a second, we're kind of expanding. We're growing as a guild. We're looking at, are we just a WoW community or are we others? And it's kind of definitely leaning towards that others. We're doing Heroes, we're doing Hearthstone. There's a lot of other stuff going on. So I'm looking for guildies who are 100% comfortable jumping in and hosting tournaments or doing things in other games. Also, if you can stream, which we just had an awesome discussion about that a few minutes ago, that would be great too because some guildies may not want to participate but definitely would love to watch what the guild is doing and get that sense of involvement just by being there and hanging out with you guys. So yeah, let me know. You can email ctrguildevents@gmail.com or find me on Discord, Turarts, Turarts. Which brings me to a very quick just synopsis of the town hall. It is on the Convert to Raid Discord, so check that out. It will be on YouTube soon. TM is what Zug has told us. But a few changes with the guild. Zug is still a huge part of the community. He'll be helping with the town halls, a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But if you pay attention to the guild ranks, Jules is now our guild master, so she's kind of be the one that's kind of taking the reins, taking over some of the day-to-day stuff, the things that Zug was doing. So a big shout out to Jules. Give her a hug, high five next time you see her.
She's fantastic.
She is. It's going to be great. We are shifting from Mumble to Discord. That is something you will see. Yes, everyone's excited about that.
Yay.
That is something you will see more over the next, it might be as soon as a month, but couple months. It's not that we're going to get rid of Mumble completely. We just are not going to promote it as much. So you will see us in Discord. You will see some changing of the channels. There'll be some hidden channels for like the raid leaders, the officer staff, things like that. But you will see us definitely pushing that Discord more, just because it's, as we grow and we change, it's more relevant to who we are as a community. And, raid teams can have their own Discord, so we don't have to worry about policing that anymore. So it's really kind of nice all around. Other things we had discussed, I had something in my head and it left. Oh, last thing, it's kind of big. A newsletter. We're going to do a monthly newsletter.
Nice.
You will get an email about opting into it, or you have to opt out of it. An email saying, hey, this is what we're doing, and you have to opt out of it. All new members, it'll be in the application. They're automatically in unless they opt out. But it's going to have up-to-date, hey, here's what's going on behind the scenes, well-played party stuff. These are events we're doing, or I'm looking for events planners or things like that. So it's really kind of a great way for us to connect with you more, because communication is our top priority in 2017 as we move forward. So there will be that. There'll be a survey about events, what you want to see, things like that. Be brutally honest, I can take it. And finally, last thing, there will be a party at BlizzCon in 2017. They announced it at the town hall. So it will happen as we move forward, the Kickstarter, all that stuff. We're definitely going to be communicating and talking to you guys a lot more about what's going on, so we can make sure you guys are, involved in the process and help out as much as you can.
Cool.
I think that's the highlights from the town hall.
Good stuff.
Lots of things happening. But yeah, other than that, anniversary, 4 years, official day is January 20th. So big high fives and hugs to all of you.
Thanks so much, T.
All right, T.
Thank you so much, T. We will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Bye, guys.
See you, T.
See you, T.
A lot of stuff going down, man. A lot of stuff happening. It's good stuff. Can't believe it's 4 years, man. That's crazy.
I know.
It's 4 years we all met. Isn't that sweet? No, it's good, man. It's exciting.
All right, guys, this brings us to a wonderful and magical and amazing and some might say spectacular part of the show where we ask you for your shout room shout outs. So that's right, chat room, get those shout outs in right now. Now, Box, do we have any shout outs from the Twitter or maybe from the Discords?
Oh, let me check Discord. None from the Twitterverse. Let me check Discord, though. Hang on.
Well, we got one. I can see it there.
We got one. We got one from Alessander. Shout out to Finland and Uthermal for kicking ass today in StarCraft Nation Wars. Shout out to Dark Moon Fair for giving a lot of XP for 2-minute profession quests and 5 skill points as well.
Woo!
Good stuff.
Woo! Marissa has from the chat room says, shout out to Santa, who completely missed my house this year.
Ouch.
Sorry, Santa.
That sounds kind of rough.
If you could get on that, bro. Jeez, we're going to send the Grumpus after you.
Someone's been naughty.
The Geeky Goddess. Shout out to Navox, who's about to miss out on his shoulders.
Oh, man. They're in they're doing Mythic Siege right now, and I want to get in on that. But I need to get those shoulders at some point.
From Crab People, shout out to Kleptic for always challenging me to be a better leader. Second Fave Warrior, only behind Nav.
Aw, that's nice, Crab.
It's quite cute. Blatant lie. Crab's obviously been drinking.
Crab's such a good guy, though.
Crab People is amazing. Guys, that is going to bring us to personal shout-outs. Bell, what you got this week, baby?
My personal shout out is rather random and ill thought out. It is
as most of this show is.
It's to some random people that I was playing Overwatch with today, and their names escape me, but that's irrelevant to the story that goes with it. We were playing some quick match, and these guys were really cool, and we won like 5 or 6 games in a row. We were feeling pretty big. We had our big point pants on, and one of the guys said, "Hey, why don't we do a ranked game? Because we're all pretty good." We said, "Fine, let's do this." Did a ranked game and got smashed violently. Then we all just quickly logged off, but we friended each other. So a shout out to those guys who thought they were better than they were and got us smashed in a ranked game. That's pretty much it. Been playing mostly by myself lately. As weird as that sounds, it's not that weird. That's all I got. What about you, Nev?
Well, actually, I'm going to read one from Sal. Sal said, "Thanks in advance to Belschnickel, who is going to run me through hardcore dungeons in the new D3 season starting soon."
Yes, hardcore. Come to hardcore. Once you go hardcore, softcore just doesn't get it done for you. Just make it happen.
I have a couple shout outs here. So in no particular order, I have a shout out to Alessandra, who was helping me out with some pets earlier in the week. She was watching my stream and I was mumbling about pets because pet battles, there's artifact power that you can get from doing pet battles, and I haven't done any pet battles. So she actually helped me out getting a one of those cool Valkyr pets.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And also she traded me a turnip and a hydroling fully leveled out because I went out and got them, and she's going to level them up. So that was cool. So thanks, Alessandra. Also, shout out to my dungeon group. We don't really have a name, but it's Yaki. We've got Geeky Goddess, who's in the chat room, Spaceman Spiff, and whenever we get a random healer. We do not have a healer to round out our team. I was hoping Bell was going to continue to play WoW, and then he would be the healer for it.
Wow.
However, that has not happened.
Yes, so, never say never.
All the random healers that we've been picking up along the way. Also, a special shout out to Chief, who's also Yaki. Over the holidays, he sent me some pretty cool Navy swag here. He's a Master Chief in the Navy, and he was on Los Angeles class attack sub. And he sent me this cool coin. It's the sub is the Corpus Christi. And he sent me this cool coin and this coffee mug. And I thought that was the coolest thing. So, yeah, big shout out to Chief for that. So, thanks. And Cuddles, what do you got?
First and foremost, huge shout out to Mage for coming on tonight. He was awesome. Big fan of what he's doing, guys. If you're not watching him, please do. Secondly, Turarts. For those that don't know, since I normally don't talk about the fact that I do another podcast, but since Bell talked about all the podcasts that he's listening to, that I noticed none of them were mine. Just saying.
Ouch.
I got all this
That's
time to listen to podcasts, so I had to go out and find something.
I had nothing to wow. I see how that
nothing to look forward to in my life.
I see how that come across in a negative light.
Yeah. No, I understand you have to find quality entertainment, pal. I respect that. I'm glad you were able to find something out there. But no,
I actually wrote them down, too.
While Cuddle's fists are balling under his desk. Wow. The change.
Kirk is still screaming about Khan. I'm over here screaming about Belschnickel. But for those that don't know, Turarts joined my podcast, The Game Case Show. She's been an amazing addition, a wonderful breath of fresh air. I think the podcast just smells better now, and she's an awesome and amazing young lady, and huge shout out to her, as well as always my haven't seen me but like 3 times this year rating team, the Rubber Chicken Coalition. Love you guys rock. I'll be back next year. And, guys, I think that's going to do it.
Wait, Cuddles, did you say tease on your podcast? All right, so what's the name? What's the name
For
of the
the
podcast?
last 5 months.
What's the name of the podcast? So I can subscribe to because I didn't know that you. I thought it was.
Oh,
I thought it was
no.
just.
Now
I
you'll listen.
didn't know it was. Oh, like, oh, T. Oh, okay. Yeah, just checking, man. Just checking.
All right, bro.
No, I didn't know your show was like legitimate because like T coming on a show makes the show like full on fledged legitimate, right? So now that we know this, I'm gonna subscribe. We'll get on there. Come on, Cuddles, man. You know I love you, man. I got nothing but love for you.
I hope the Dolphins lose.
Oh, dude, that's hateful. Yo, that's hateful, son.
Bro, we just got there. I don't even know who they're playing.
We're
I
gonna
can't
have
even
to talk about
properly
that after
talk
the show.
this trash. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I hope that the Dolphins score less field goals than the other team scores.
We're playing Pittsburgh, right? We're probably not supposed to win that game, but we're gonna go up there. We're gonna smash some face, and I'm gonna gloat
in
next
that
time on the
case,
show.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. What? See,
He's a true hater, man. He's a true hater.
that.
I like it though. I like it.
All right, guys, if you're listening to this show on iTunes or Stitcher, take a few moments and drop us a thumbs up or write us a review and tell us how we're doing.
Definitely.
If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to join us live, look us up on twitch.tv/converted podcast. That's twitch.tv/converted podcast. Now, Vox, how can people come on this crazy, wild, hater-filled show?
You know, guys, if you want to get on the show, all you got to do is email us over at convertedpodcast@gmail.com. We're always looking for raid leaders, and we'd love to hear all about your team. And we always need more people on the show, guys.
I need to dab for Sal, evidently. Hold on.
Oh,
I thought you were dabbing.
dabbing?
Yeah, I'm dabbing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, good deal.
Sal.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm
very nice.
old and extremely Caucasian. I have no
Okay.
idea what dabbing is. I totally missed out. Like, what is it? What do you do? I'm totally
You
confused.
you throw your head down into like you're sneezing, and you like throw it into your elbow or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
missed
what you
out
do.
on this entire phenomenon.
that's pretty much how you do it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
guys, stay tuned and come back next week when Cuddles will attempt to dab. Maybe.
Ooh.
Guys, the next show is January 2nd. Sal.
That would actually be today.
That would
Sal,
be today.
Maybe just
if you
add
don't
14 to that.
rewrite the show notes, I read them.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
The next show will be the next time we do one, which will probably be in some immeasurable amount of time. And we'll have a person that will come on it and they'll talk to us. And then we'll do this all over again. Guys, you absolutely rock. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Bell, Nav, say bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
See you
Peace
guys.
out.
And I still don't have.